In our industry, no one just flies in 3 boulders and says, hey, do this in an exact piece. Create this rock out of a rock. There's a lot of layers in this rock. And when people look at it and they say, yeah, it's a rock, no big deal. But for the people of Iceland, the people in the sport, it means a lot.
Hsafell Stone is obviously a very famous stone from Iceland. And the stone is roughly 410 pounds.
And it's this slab that was actually the gate for the sheep's pen. And, they had to move the slab to get the sheep in and out.
It's become kind of a famous feat of strength to be able to pick the stone up and walk all the way around the pen, and people come from all over the world to attempt it. We wanted to be able to recreate doing the feat of strength of lifting and carrying the Hsafell Stone around the pen. But being that the stone itself is so historic, of course we wouldn't think of trying to remove it from Iceland.
So we're going to actually replicate the sheep pen that they had in Iceland and replicate the stone almost exactly.
We sent people off to hunt for stones large enough for this project on the same farm that the Hsafell Stone comes from, and those were sent back over here. And so it's going to be as close as possible to the original shape, as close as possible to the original weight.
We found a man that carves monuments, and I asked him if he'd like to tackle this, and he said absolutely.
Rogue provided me with the tools that I need to have. They went over to Iceland and took 3-dimensional pictures. And then they hired someone to do a full-size 3D sculpture out of styrofoam. That was my model. So the first thing I did was cut the perimeter of the stone, and then I had my full-size model. And so when I mark a spot here, this spot exactly coordinates with this spot here. And I know the height of that, and this shows me how much deeper I need to go. And once I've got all the points basically every 2 inches around the whole perimeter of the stone, now all I have to do is remove all the material that's in between. To my knowledge, I'm not aware of a project like this in our industry. It's challenging and it's just unheard of.
There have been some strongman competitions in Iceland that have used the stone, but of course nobody outside of Iceland has been able to use something that's so close to the stone, and probably most of the athletes haven't had a chance to go to Iceland and lift the real stone.
I think the athlete's reaction to seeing this is going to be, I think, stunned when they see that it is a replica of the Hsafell Stone. These guys are going to be picking up an Icelandic stone. It's not one that's just manufactured someplace else. It's a legendary stone.